Aperture Testing, written by Star1412. Disclaimer, I don't own Invader Zim or Portal. I hope you like it. GLaDOs was looking forward to testing today. The day before, she had discovered a small robot in the storage room of Aperture Science. A little research revealed that the robot was a SIR unit. They were commonly used in the army of a distant planet called Irk. The technology put into SIR units was supposed to be legendary, and GLaDOs was very interested to learn what they could do. The only problem now was to figure out how to wake it up. After about an hour of trying to wake up the silly robot, something finally happened. The robot's eyes glowed blue. Wait, blue? That couldn't be right. The eyes are supposed to be red. The robot's eyes changed to red, giving GLaDOs the impression that the SIR unit was normal, until it said something strange, that is. "Grr, reporting for duty," the robot yelled. Grr? GLaDOs thought. That's weird. However weird it was, she decided to go into testing anyway. She gave Grr the beginning speech and sent him into the first test chamber. "Your first test is to escape from this room," GLaDOs said. "Okie dokie," Grr said. The robot's eyes had changed back to blue. His voice was high and childish. He also suddenly had a jetpack attached to his back that hadn't been there a minute before. The robot hit one of the cameras on his way to crashing into the ceiling. Grr crashed back to the ground with a thud. "Congratulations," GLaDOs said. "You are the only test subject to have broken a vital testing apparatus before obtaining an Aperture Science handheld portal device." "Yay! I don't know what you just said," Grr yelled happily. He ran around the room, apparently trying to find a hole in the wall. He only stopped when he ran into one of the weighted storage cubes that had been deposited into the room. "Hi, cube!" Grr yelled. GLaDOs inwardly groaned. Was this supposedly legendary piece of Irkin equipment really this stupid? "Good. You have found the weighted storage cube. Now place it on that large red button in the middle of the room," GLaDOs said. "Yes, ma'am," the robot said. His eyes were red again. It seemed that when his eyes were red, he was better at following orders. Grr did as GLaDOs said, then went to the door that opened. To GLaDOs's amazement, the somehow silly and unpredictable robot somehow managed to make it further than expected. Sure, in a lot of places she had to tell him exactly how to get through the room, but he'd somehow been smart enough to not die. He'd also managed to survive touching the high-energy pellet without vaporizing, though he did happily scream, "Yay, it burns!" It was time for the next test now, the one where the test subject would normally be given an Aperture Science handheld portal device. Despite the fact that he had survived so far, GLaDOs was hesitant to give Grr the use of portals. The last person who was given a portal device had killed her, and while GLaDOs was sure Grr wasn't smart enough to do that, she still didn't think that giving that idiot robot a portal gun would be a good idea. It would be almost as bad as giving it to the robot being designed named Wheatley. "Why won't the door open?" Grr wondered. Crud. GLaDOs had forgotten that she had left Grr in the elevator. She decided against giving Grr portals and brought him to another part of the course before opening the elevator doors. "This test chamber has turrets," GLaDOs said. "I doubt you will be able to." "This sentence is false," Grr said, making all the turrets in the room malfunction. He had wandered over to a wall with the one legible sign in the whole facility, and that just had to be the part he would read. "Don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it," GLaDOs thought. Unfortunately, Grr was making that almost impossible. "But wait," Grr said. "If that sentence is false, that would mean it was telling the truth, but then it wouldn't be true, so that would make it false." Finally, Grr's head simply exploded from the paradox overload. It had only been a mediocre explosion, but at least he was quiet now. "Where did all the turrets go?" Grr asked. "But how?" GLaDOs asked. "You and all the turrets malfunctioned due to a paradox." Apparently, Grr could recognize a paradox, which would make him smarter than that Wheatley bot was supposed to be. But could he really be dumb enough to not recognize a life-threatening injury? After thinking it over for a few minutes, GLaDOs made a decision. "I am going to put you in an open room with a bunch of turrets," GLaDOs said finally. "You just have to get rid of them without dying to pass the test. If you do, there will be cake." "Yay, cake!" Grr yelled, apparently having completely missed the part about the turrets. GLaDOs brought him into the new test chamber, where he immediately started running around the way he had in the first test. How could Irkin technology have gone so wrong, GLaDOs wondered. I will have to test on him later. Something strange was happening in the test chamber, though.
As Gur ran, turrets were gradually being knocked over, either by friendly fire or by Gur's flailing arms. He was apparently unhurt when it was over.
Good job. Maybe you are not as dumb as I, GLaDOS started.
At GLaDOs' voice, Gur stopped running. He also apparently just then noticed the now broken turrets.
Aw, it's broken, Gur said.
He walked over to the nearest turret and proceeded to fix it.
Hi,
the turret said happily. It had apparently run out of bullets.
Never mind, GLaDOs said. If I had hands, I would be facepalming. Those turrets were meant to kill you. Why would you go and fix it?
I don't know, Gur yelled.
Fine, I have decided to keep my word for once. Here is your cake.
She deposited a slice of cake into the test chamber through the ceiling.
Yay!
Gur screamed again. Despite the fact that Gur was a robot, he started to eat.
Maybe I'll keep you, Gur, GLaDOs said finally. You could fix turrets.
Okie dokie. Curiosity was bothering her, so GLaDOs decided to ask Gur one more question.
What is your CPU made of anyway?
Garbage, Gur said with a snicker. He had chocolate all over his face. It seemed that he had eaten the whole slice of cake given to him, including the entry titled How to Kill a Man with Your Bare Hands.
Oh, GLaDOs said. So that's what the G stands for.